Welcome to the Literacy Sphere. I'm Oleanda Yuba. In this channel, we'll talk about everything diction, public speaking, vocabulary building, grammar, and overall personal development. If you are new here, please take a moment to hit the subscribe button and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so that you receive notifications of new lessons. If you are a returning subscriber, you are welcome. In today's video, I will be delivering on my promise. In some of my lessons, you would hear me refer to the sounds of the English language. I bet you must have heard me say that several times. The sounds of the English language, learning the sounds of the English language, mastering the sounds of the English language. And that's one of the secrets to eloquence. Being able to speak English and articulate your words correctly, pronouncing your words clearly and correctly. You need to know and master the sounds of the English language. And so today, I will expose you to the English sound system. I'll help you to appreciate the beauty of sounds in the English language and how they contribute to your uniqueness as a speaker. The sounds of the English language. When we say sounds, what do we mean? In no time, you will find out. But before then, I would love to ask you, how many alphabets do we have in the English language? How many alphabets do we have in the English language? Because a lot of us are familiar with the alphabet, right? Yes, we hear the English alphabet. We even say it. So how many alphabets do we have in the English language? What would you say? You've got 3 seconds to answer. 3, 2, 1. What did you choose? Did you say 26? Did you say 5? Or did you say 1? If you chose 1, you were correct. We have 1 alphabet in the English language. Isn't that shocking? That must have been quite startling, right? 1 alphabet from where? Because a lot of people are used to 26 alphabets. We hear that everywhere. Even in schools, you hear the teachers say, write the 26 alphabets. You hear parents tell their children, please recite the 26 alphabets. That is wrong. Okay? We have just 1 alphabet in the English language, but 26 letters. 1 alphabet, the English alphabet, made up of 26 letters. So an alphabet refers to a character set made up of symbols or letters used to write a language. So the English alphabet is made up of 26 letters which we use in writing the language. Does that make sense? Let me give you an illustration. Think about the English alphabet as a basket, and in the basket you've got 26 different kinds of fruit. Those fruit refer to the letters. Okay? So the English alphabet is the character set or the system containing letters for writing the English language. Is that clear now? Good. So do not say write alphabets A to Z. No, those are letters under the English alphabet. Okay? All right. You've learned something new today. Please teach everyone around you. Share this video as well so that others in your contact list, in your circle, can be informed. We've talked about the English alphabet and the 26 letters. What now is the English sound system? What are the sounds of the English language? When you hear the sounds, I say that a lot. I use them a lot while speaking. What do we mean? The sounds of the English language are what helps us to be able to pronounce all the different words we have. They help us to be able to account for all the different sounds that the letters make. Now, please note that each of the letters, several letters, make more than one sound. Let me give you an example. In the word pen, the letter E makes the sound E, right? In pen. While in the word legal, the letter E makes the sound E. Can you see that? Legal, the letter E makes a sound E. And in some other words, the letter E might combine with another letter to make another sound. So, if we depend on the letters alone, then we will struggle to differentiate between the different sounds and the different words and the sounds contained in them. That is why we have the sound system. The sound system is made up of 44 sounds. 44 sounds. So let me give you a summary. We have one alphabet, the English alphabet. We have 26 letters. And in these letters, or from these letters, we derive 44 sounds. I will show you what I mean in no time. Take a look at the screen. Here you have the English sound system as shown using the arrows. First, we have 44 sounds. The 44 sounds are divided into two, 20 vowels, vowel sounds now, and 24 consonant sounds. According to some schools of thought, we have more than 44 sounds. However, this sound system containing 44 sounds gives us what we want. That's a standard English sound system. All right? So we have 20 vowel sounds and 24 consonant sounds. The vowel sounds are further divided into two, the monophthongs and the diphthongs. The monophthongs are the single sounds. We've got 12 of them. The diphthongs are 8. Diphthongs are double sounds. Sounds that are made by combining two sounds. Okay? So you have 12 monophthongs and 8 diphthongs, making 20 vowel sounds. While for the consonants, we've got 15 voiced consonants and 9 unvoiced consonants. Please do not bother yourselves with all of these jargon. Okay, I'm just showing you how the sounds are divided. I will tell you the one that concerns you, the ones that you should be interested in very soon. Okay, so for your monophthongs, which are your single sounds, we also have 2 divisions, 7 short vowels and 5 long vowels. Short vowels are usually short. Their sounds are made short, while the long vowels are extended. The sounds are dragged. Okay, later on in a future video, I will show us how to differentiate between the short vowels and the long vowels, along with the examples, word examples, to help you appreciate the beauty of these sounds. Okay, so in a nutshell, this is the English sound system. I will show you something after now. That's called the IPA chart, the phonemic chart, containing all the 44 sounds and their symbols. If you do not want to become an elocutionist, never mind. Okay? Please do not let what you see on the screen discourage you or confuse you or startle you. All right? Never mind about all the symbols and everything you see on the screen. As time goes on, as the days and weeks go by, I will teach you, I will help you to appreciate, to understand each of the sounds and how they work, how they are applied in words, and how they make you sound articulate, how they make you sound eloquent when you speak. All right? So the chart before you is the phonemic chart containing all the 44 sounds. If you take a close look to the chart, you'll see that for each of the sounds, there is a word example, helping you to know what sound that is. The first, for instance, is E. That symbol, looking like the letter I with the colon beside it, is the sound E. which is what you hear in sheep. Next to it is a short sound. So now you see the sheep has a long E sound. That's a long sound. While ship has a short I sound, telling you that that word has to be pronounced quickly with a short sound I. So you say ship. You see where a lot of non-native speakers miss it. You see that they mix up these sounds. Ship, for instance, SHIP, is often mispronounced as sheep. So both the animal, sheep, and the vessel that moves on water are pronounced as sheep, and that's wrong. If you understand the sounds and how they work, you wouldn't make such errors. And that is one of the reasons why when we communicate with the native speakers or the Westerners or people, relatives who live abroad, they might ask you to repeat. They say, pardon, because you mispronounce a lot of words. We, as non-native speakers, tend to mispronounce a lot of words if we do not understand the sounds of the English language. All right? So you see the beauty of the sounds? 44 of them, mastering them is the secret to your eloquence. And to master them, you need to stay close to the literacy sphere, where we give you clear, undiluted information to help you improve your communication skills. All right, so let's take a look at some words and we will do a test. We'll see how well you do with the pronunciation of these words. That will help to buttress the point that the sounds of the English language are quite crucial to correct pronunciation of words. Let's take a look. Can you see the words on the screen? Can you see them? We've got 7 words. What's the first word? What would you call it? Did I hear you say quay? Oh, I wouldn't blame you. However, if you have the phonemic awareness, if you already understand the sounds, you would know that that word is pronounced as key, exactly the way you'd pronounce the key you use in opening and locking your door. Take a look at the transcription beside it. Can you see the k represented by the letter K? The k sound is represented by the symbol that looks like letter K. K. And beside it, what can you see? Do you remember that sound on the chart? I told you that sound. What is it? The same sound you have in sheep, the animal. It's the long E sound. And so this transcription tells you that the word should be pronounced as key. You see, when you know the sounds, then you have power. You become powerful. There will be hardly any word you wouldn't be able to look up in a dictionary and interpret their pronunciation. When you know the sounds, when you are aware of the sounds, you understand the symbols, you know each of the sounds, you can look up any word in a dictionary and you can tell how to pronounce them. You wouldn't be powerless. You wouldn't need to start running to anyone to help you. You'll be able to look up and pronounce correctly every English word you see. Isn't that exciting? Isn't that thrilling? Isn't that a superpower you'd like to have? Being able to know and pronounce any word at all you come across. That's a superpower if you ask me. So, you should learn the sounds of the English language. Let's take a look at number 2. How would you pronounce this word? If you aren't already used to the pronunciation of this word, possibly by listening to others pronounce it or by having come in contact with this word several times, okay? you wouldn't be able to tell how to pronounce this word. You might tend to say suit or suit because it looks like the suit we wear, right? That's what it looks like, but it has an E at the end. But some people will disregard the E and say suit still. However, let me tell you, please take a look at the transcription. Beside it, you see the transcription. What do you see there? Let's try to interpret it. You see S, you see W, represented by a sound that looks like the letter W. It's W, sw, 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 right? We already got that. And now look at that sound of ours again. What sound is it? I told you earlier. E. And the last sound is T, telling you that that word should be pronounced as sweet. Sweet and not suit. Is that clear? Sweet. That's the correct pronunciation of that word. You usually hear that in connection with hotels, okay? For instance, there's a popular hotel in Lagos called Eco Hotels and Suites. So a suite refers to a group of rooms that are interconnected, okay? That's why you hear that in connection with hotels. Such rooms are called suites, okay? Number 3, what's that word? Take a look at the transcription and attempt to pronounce it correctly. This word is often mispronounced as leopard. Please look at the transcription and try to pronounce it. Later, you're going to let me know in the comment section if you got it right. What did you say? Le. Good. That's a good start. Le. The other sound that looks like an E that's upside down, it's pronounced as It's a special sound. It's called the schwa sound. In a future lesson, I'll teach the schwa sound. I promise. Leopard. 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 Not leopard. 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 Let's look at word number 4. Look at the transcription. There's something you would notice. There's no L. There's no L there. It's telling you that the L in that word is silent. And so we say almond. 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 Don't say almond. No, you should rather say almond. When we discuss the schwa sound, that sound that looks like an E that's upside down, you'll be able to appreciate what has happened in that word almond. And why we don't say mond, why we don't pronounce the O, okay? Almond. Number 5, that word, what do you call it? When I was growing up, I was privileged to know the pronunciation of this word because I had some enlightened people around me. And so I knew the pronunciation, I knew the correct pronunciation, okay, by virtue of exposure. I knew that it was bouquet. Bouquet. However, I've heard a lot of people pronounce it as bouquet because that's what it looks like, right? Bouquet. Please take note, this word is of French origin. So please look at the transcription. What do you see? You see, book, there's a sound looking like a cooking pot, okay, with the handles. So that's a special sound. We get to learn about it sometime in the future. Book, K. Can you see A at the end? Bouquet. There's no T, telling you that the T is silent. The transcription shows you that the T is silent. So when you look up words in a dictionary containing transcriptions, it will show you exactly how to pronounce the words. And when you know the sounds, it's so beautiful. Like I said, it's a superpower. When you know the sounds, you can look up any word and tell how exactly to pronounce it. And you wouldn't mispronounce any word if you keep looking up words and confirming the pronunciation. See? So the English sounds are crucial to your eloquence. All right? Let's look at number 6. Have you wondered why this word is pronounced the way it is, or the way it's pronounced. We say Q, Q, Q. However, some people, I've watched some videos where some people were asked to pronounce it and they went Kwewe, Kwewe. I wouldn't blame them a lot because that's how it looks. Some say QBB. Something funny here, all sorts of things. So please take a look at the transcription. That's what tells us how exactly to pronounce that word. Can you see? Q, Q. Oh, there's a sound looking funny there. Looks like a J, right? That's not a J. That's a sound Y. It represents the sound of letter Y. That's Q, Q. So when you've mastered the sounds and their symbols, you'll be able to make use of them in interpreting the pronunciation of words and using them correctly. Finally, let's look at the last word. You might be tempted to pronounce this word as gesture, right? Gesture. However, take a look at the transcription. Yeah, this time around, there's a lot of confusion, right? Some strange looking symbols. Let's not go into that. But note that the first two symbols you see combine to give us J, J, J. That's the sound of letter J, J. Okay? So telling you that the G in gesture is pronounced as J, not G. Next you see E, telling you it's J. You see S, Jess. And then you have the T with a funny looking symbol. They combine to give us the sound Ch. That's the sound you have in ch, chicken, church, and other ch words. Okay? And in the end, we have the schwa, the special sound that goes gesture, gesture, gesture. These are some words that help us to see how the sounds work, that help us appreciate the sounds of the English language and their function, why we should learn them, and how they help us in articulating our words correctly. Did you enjoy this lesson? I would like you to let me know in the comments section if you found this lesson useful. If you did, let me know and endeavor to share this video for others to learn. Welcome them, invite them to the Literacy Sphere, where we learn how to become eloquent, world-class speakers. If you have not subscribed to my channel yet, please do that now and turn on the notification bell so that you will be notified when I drop the next lesson. Remember, share this for others to learn. If you would like to join my coaching program, please check out the link in the description, The Journey to Eloquence. I've equally got courses, pre-recorded courses on elocution, on pronunciation and intonation that can refine your voice and help you to become more articulate in your speaking. I'll drop the links to the courses as well. Follow me on social media at TLS Diction and on LinkedIn at Oleander Yuba. I'll see you in my next lesson. Bye.